Greetings from Bermuda, this is BDA Limey and welcome to Griftlands. So Griftlands is a roguelike deck building game in the mould of Slay the Spire and Monster Train. It is currently in early access, but there is a demo available on Steam and the Epic Games Store, I think. Which is actually quite a generous demo, and I played that a few weeks ago, and it basically gives you the first day of the campaign, which is a couple of hours long. So if this sounds appealing, if you like what you see here, then you might want to check that out yourself. But like I say, it's a deck building roguelike game. The main difference that Griftlands has compared to something like Slay the Spire or Monster Train is that it has a story, and in addition to building your deck as you go through the game, you can also have build relationships with the various characters that you meet in the game, and those relationships can either be friendly or unfriendly, and what you do can have consequences later in the game. Either people will try to help you, or people will try to hurt you. So that's the main thing it adds. Having played the demo, I'm slightly unsure about how the idea of a story is going to sit with the idea of a roguelike. One of the good things about Slay the Spire in particular is because there's no story and it's all about the mechanics, games are quite fast and the replayability is very high. One thing I'm slightly concerned about with this game is whether the presence of that story and having to go through the story every time, depending on how much it changes from run to run, and I'm not sure about that, but whether the presence of that story then may make this game feel less replayable. So I don't know. So that's one of the things we will discover together as we jump into the game. So without further ado, let's do that now. So I think as far as early access games go, it is pretty good. I generally don't play early access games. I do like to wait until a game is complete. But similar to Slay the Spire, this game is going to have several different characters that you can play as. And I think the first of those characters is basically done. And so that is what we're going to play with now. I guess they will still be adding cards and features. You can see at the bottom here, they've just recently added perks and mod support to the game. And they have a roadmap for where the game is going to go. But yeah, let's jump in and see how we get on. So yeah, there's these three characters at the moment. You can only play with Sal, the bounty hunter, an up-and-comer looking to make her mark on the world. So start a new run. What are these options? Hunting Casio. Sal escapes a life of servitude to claim the ultimate bounty and get her revenge. Hunting Casio's story difficulty. Choose this mode if you want to experience the story without worrying too much about the cards. Okay, I would rather worry about the cards, possibly not so much about the story, so I think we're going to go with this one. Okay, so another of the differences between this game and something like Slay the Spire is that you actually have two decks. You have a battle deck and you have a negotiation deck. And so the encounters that you have in the world can either be fights, in which case you're using your battle deck, or they can be conversations, negotiations, in which case you're using your negotiation deck. And those fights play out a little differently, and we'll see that as we go through the game. So this is showing us our starting battle deck, and we will get the chance, as with Slay the Spire, Monster Train, to upgrade these cards, add cards and remove cards as we go through the run. I guess that's a difference from Slay the Spire, or the ability to upgrade cards is not something in Slay. Oh, it is in Slay the Spire actually. Yeah, you can upgrade cards. In this game, cards get upgraded by using them, though, which is a little bit different. And we've got two types of cards as normal. We have our attack cards, which are the orange ones, and our defensive cards, which are the blue ones. And so we'll get a feeling for how those work as we play through the game. And then this is our starting negotiation deck. So we have threaten cards, which are kind of like attack cards. Purple cards, which are, I suppose, more defensive or ability oriented. And then green cards, which are also kind of attack cards, I guess. So you can see the number here is effectively the strength of the card. So two different types of attack cards in the negotiation deck, as well as these ones which apply other effects. So like I say, there's a little difference between the two of them. Custom options are all currently locked. Presumably because we have not yet completed a run through the game. So let's begin.
You're a bounty hunter. You escaped a life of indentured labor by hunting criminals and debt dodgers. The work has earned you your freedom, if not any friends. Now you're back home, for the first time in 10 years. But freedom comes with its own dangers, and making a living in Haveria won't be easy. Here, the gangs are feral, the law enforcement are corrupt, and the people are treated like chattel, indebted to merciless criminals. Criminals like Cascio, the ruthless debt broker who sold you to the Derricks in the first place. But now, Caccio's grip has weakened, and there's a bounty on her head too rich to ignore. You'll die before you go into debt again, and so will she, if you have your say. Your first stop is a dive called the Groggen Dog, where an old friend will help you get your revenge, provided you can prove yourself.
First sniff, the Groggen Dog smells like stale hops and dried blood. Well, look what the tide dredged up. By the holy brine, I'd tear up if I weren't dead inside. It's damn good to see you looking well. You have a plan to get on your feet? I do. That bounty on Cascio. How do we? Forget it. You might have grown up strong, but you ain't that strong. Well, that's not going to stop you from trying, is it? If you want a chance at surviving this, you better make yourself some friends. Fast. I can help you with that. I can count on you for Okay, let's get some work from Fish. I got people in my pocket who owe me a favour. GT, Awea and Spats. They're easy people to find. Tell them I sent you, and they can settle their tabs by giving you work. Get that done, and I'll get you a plate of popped Oshnu eyes on the house. Bless your warty hide, Fish. I'll hold you to that. Okay, so this is the map, obviously, with various points of interest that we can move to. We can basically move where we like. So unlike Slay the Spire, which is a linear series of battles, and you don't really have... You can pick the paths, I guess, through. But here you can go to any of them that are available, although things may happen on your way there. Up in the top left corner here you can see this is our money, our resolve, which is our hit points for negotiation battles, and our health, is our hit points for fights. Okay, and day one. Like I said, the demo version of this game lets you play all the way through day one, which is quite a decent chunk of content. Up in the top right here, send us feedback, view our negotiation deck, view our battle deck, our relationships. So this is relationships with other people in the game. So one person who likes us, one person who hates us. But we can also, over the course of the campaign, get people to love us, dislike us, or die because of us. Pause menu, and this will show us any active quests that we have. Just the one. Pick a job, basically. So, what have we got? A negotiation battle. Aware needs you to deliver an Admiralty summons to Precht. She isn't going to take it willingly. So, rewards: if we win the negotiation, we get a card. We also get some money, and we get to upgrade a card as well. Grog and Dog is where we are now. Can buy drinks to restore our resolve, which is our negotiation hit points, and also healing items. A battle. Spats wants you to track down and capture Trina, but has been cagey about the details. So again, we get a card, some money, and some bonus money if we complete that. And Silence Arrival. GT is offering you money to lay a beat down on Queek. Just be careful not to take it too far. And a card, money, and restore health or resolve if we win. So I'm not going to go here because currently we're at full health and full resolve. This is a negotiation, but let's start with the most straightforward kind of combat, which is just a regular battle. So we will go here to the Admiralty headquarters. We are tracking down and capturing Trina. Now we've been encountered something on our way to there. So, sitting conspicuously by the side of the road, you notice an old shrine. It doesn't look Hessian. Hesh of the Dark is the cult's god of the abyss, believed to live deep under the ocean. Okay. We can make an offering, remove a negotiation card, we can meditate, upgrade a negotiation card, or leave the shrine. So these random encounters, scattered throughout the game. So let's, rather than removing a negotiation card, let's upgrade one. So, difficult to know at this stage which is a good one to do. If we upgraded this, so when we upgrade a card we have two options. I think that's always true actually. So currently it's doing 1 to 4 damage, this card. We can change it to either keep it at 1 to 4 damage and gain a dominance. And dominance is an ability where hostility cards, which are these red cards, deal an additional +1 damage. And we remove 1 stack at the start of our turn. And dominance is an argument with 2 resolve. Okay, you'll see more about that when we actually play a negotiation. Or this one, we reduce the basic strength, but we attack twice with it. So basically that's going to make this a 2 to 4 rather than a 1 to 4. Not super jazzed about those options. This one, gain influence, which is an ongoing ability which would lead our diplomacy cards to deal maximum damage. I think that's quite good. So let's just do that for now. Place a hand on the worn pedestal and take a moment to reflect on the here and now. Guess even old gods die eventually, huh? Surprisingly, the notion brings you comfort. You spend the rest of your walk mulling it over. Okay, so that happened on our way to the Admiralty headquarters, so let's continue our journey. Okay, so we can talk to Spats. We can talk to the guard Grex, or we can talk to Ulo. Let's try talking to Ulo first. Ulo doesn't often ask for help, so it says volumes of how much crime has come to a head in Murder Bay. Nevertheless, she's tenacious enough to see the Admiralty to victory and cunning enough to navigate the quagmire of bureaucracy and corruption in the ranks, while still coming out on top. Watch yourself. Okay. So by talking to her, we made her neutral to us, which is fine. Let's talk to the guard. It's easier to feel sorry for someone with a face like Grex's. At least Grex thinks it should be. Grex nods an acknowledgement of your presence. Well, it's a start. Okay, and he's also neutral. But Spats is the person that we've come to talk to. Admiralty has eyes on all. So, we can either take the quest, or we can buy cards. So let's just take the quest. You post a bounty? Yeah, wow. Didn't expect it to actually get any interest. Well, I'm a hunter, it's my job. You put up a posting, I respond to it. We talk pay. Right, of course, yeah. I need you to take down Trina. She's one of them Rolach crawling weirdos. Okay. So let's accept this. And we choose a... Okay, so this is before the battle actually, it's not a reward. So we can choose a card to add. So we can add an attack, which is going to cost us 2 action. Does 6 to 12 damage, which is pretty substantial. Combo points are accumulated until they are spent by a finisher. Lose half of your combo when you take damage. This card will let me spend combo to make this deal 12 damage. Or these more defensive ones, improvise an attack card from your draw pile. So choose one of 3 cards to put into my hand. So this means effectively choose one of 3 attack cards from my draw pile to put into my hand and gain 2 combo. Discard my hand, draw 5 cards and remove this card for the rest of the battle. Let's just take an attack card. Straightforward. Dead or alive, whatever's easier. But you need to show me proof, else it's no deal, right? Don't want you claiming credit for someone else's work. Someone else? Has another hunter already taken this bounty? Maybe. They didn't say they were a hunter, but that's fine, right? 2 folks can go after the same bounty at once. I've never done this before. It's fine. Just means they're going to be a mite disappointed when I scoop them. Sure, I guess. Makes no difference to me as long as it gets done. Head on over to the Slurping Snail. Word is Trina likes the taste of their Oshnu bile. Okay, so let's head over to the Slurping Snail then. Where would that be? Over here. Ask around at the Slurping Snail to see if anyone has a lead on Trina. Okay, let's do that. You recognise the tension when you step into the Slurping Snail, like the Oshnu mucus is coagulating in the air. It's the feeling a room gets when a hunter is working it. Now, I've said it once and I don't much like the idea of repeating myself. Where is Trina? I've said it a dozen times. Shove off. This looks like quite the impasse you've reached. Maybe take a breather, jog around the block. Yeah, who might you be? A hunter, the same as you. I gotta say, it doesn't look like you're doing too well. The patrons, sensing trouble, bury their heads in their noodles. Duke watches you with a shrewd eye, keeping her distance for the time being. So obviously this is the other bounty hunter who's also trying to get the contract. Maybe we could ally with her and work out a deal where we fight together and maybe split the takings. Can I talk to her? Competition, eh? Murder Bay has enough contracts without you needing to edge in on mine, don't it? Okay, so we have an option. I can either ask her about Trina. She's probably not going to tell me anything, even if she knows anything, because she's trying to get the contract. Or I can try to persuade her to work with me, so we work together. Which will be a negotiation battle. So, yeah, the negotiations, if you're trying to convince somebody to do something, then you play out a negotiation to see whether you succeed or not. So let's. I was going to go for a battle first as the most straightforward, but let's start with a negotiation. See whether we can convince her to work with us. Okay, we are about to negotiate for the first time. Would you like to see a quick tutorial? Well, even though I've done it once before, you guys probably haven't seen this, so yes, let me bring up the tutorial and that will remind myself as well.
Each turn, you draw 5 cards from the draw pile and use action points to play them. You win a negotiation by destroying your opponent's core resolve. Your resolve carries over between negotiations. If you have no resolve, you can no longer negotiate. Your opponent's intents for the next turn are shown in their inner ring. You and your opponent can deploy arguments to help win the negotiation. Arguments can be attacked or defended like the core resolve.
Okay, so slightly confusing, but basically this is my core argument, and this is her core argument, and whoever's core argument is defeated first wins the game. So we can play cards to reduce the strength or the resolve of this argument. When our resolve gets to 0, then we are defeated. In addition to that, however, we have these intents circling in the inner ring. So this is something that is going to trigger in the future. So in one turn, Duke is going to deploy another argument against me. We don't know what that's going to be, but that's going to manifest as another thing in this ring here. Now, any argument that's not a core argument, we can just leave it alone if we want, and we can just concentrate on getting the core argument down to 0. But generally these things will offer ongoing benefits, which we might want to take out first. Depends what they are. Now this intent is going to cause 4 resolve damage to one of my arguments. So remember, resolve in a negotiation is basically hit points. And this is going to occur in one turn. So if I don't bring out any other arguments, at the moment I've only got the one, then that is going to cause 4 damage to this one. And that's what we can see when we hover over it. So this 4 above it is we are going to take 4 damage from Duke, and the reason we're going to take 4 damage is because of this thing. We have Composure, which acts as shield, and like it says here, it protects arguments against incoming damage. And we gain 1 Composure at the start of our turn. I guess that is a character ability. So what can we do? We have a draw pile. So we've got 10 cards in our deck at the moment. 5 we've drawn into our hand, the other 5 are in our draw pile, and we have our discard pile over here, which currently has nothing in it. So we have 3 action points to spend, and all of our cards, you see the top left corner, cost 1 action point. So we can play the Threaten, which will do between 1 and 4 points of damage to an argument. She only has 1 argument up at the moment, so the only one we could actually attack would be this one. We can't do anything about these intents. Or we could play this, which will apply 3 Composure. So remember, Composure is that yellow shield, so that will reduce incoming damage. it looks to me like the fact that we're going to take 4 damage means this bypasses our composure. Maybe? Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe we'll actually only take 3. Not super sure. Have to see how that goes. Or we can play this card, insert Inspiration or Attitude into our hand. Inspiration is a card which will gain us to Influence. Influence, as you can see on this pop-up here, is an argument with 2 resolve that will cause all diplomacy cards to deal maximum damage. So diplomacy cards are the green ones. Or we can insert an attitude into our hand, which will gain us 1 dominance, which causes hostility cards to deal an additional +1 damage. Okay, let's just play something so we can get an idea. So I'm not sure about the composure, so I'm going to play Sal's Instincts. And we're going to use that to gain this card into our hand. So this costs 0 to play. And the reason I did that is that it's going to gain us 2 influence, which will be deployed as an argument, I believe. Influence is an argument with 2 resolve. Why is it red? Why is it blue? Isn't this a good thing? Oh, it causes 2 damage. Ah, right, okay. Sorry. So this is still going to cause 2 damage, but we will also gain 2 influence. So if we can play it on this argument here, reduces it to 21, and you can see over here we have deployed the influence argument. So now all diplomacy cards deal maximum damage. That's actually kind of useless at the moment because the diplomacy cards are the green cards and we don't have any. Such is life. What it does mean though is that this now, I think it means it could damage. It's still showing an arrow there. It's an argument for resolve damage to one of the arguments, so I think this could damage this argument rather than my main one. Not sure why it still implies it's definitely going to be this one that receives it. Anyway, just in case it is, I'm going to deploy Deflection to add 3 Composure. So that will hopefully negate all of that damage that comes in. And then we'll play a Threaten to take some resolve off her core argument. So it's either going to do 1 to 4 damage. 1. Typical. And we are now out of action points, so we need to end our turn. Hi Case Trat, how's it going? Good luck, have fun, thank you, will do. Have you played this game yourself? Okay, so actually I missed what happened there. Well, certainly didn't damage my secondary argument over here. So, but because this is still up, all my green cards are dealing maximum damage. So now is a good time to play green cards, but what's happened? She deployed an argument. Intents and target previews are hidden, so that means I don't know what she's going to do next go. And I don't know which of my arguments is going to be attacked. But that's okay, I can probably live without that. If I play this one, this was the card I upgraded right at the beginning of the game. So I'll play that to do 3 damage to this, and I will gain another influence argument. So I now have 3 stacks of influence. All diplomacy card. I wonder how having extra stacks is helpful with that. Not too sure about that. Maybe I should get rid of this just so I can see what's coming. Okay. So yeah, I did 2 damage to that argument, and the remaining 1 damage was carried over to the core argument. This is going to cause us 4 resolve damage. Okay, so same thing that's happened last time. Okay, so we do actually know, so it's not random when it resolves. We know now which one it's going to damage. So it's going to damage our argument over here. Which I think the fact that we've got 3 stacks of it means that this will destroy 2 stacks of that. Because each stack has 2 resolves, it should leave us with 1 stack of this left, I think. But just in case it destroys everything, I'm going to use my last action point to do 3 more damage here. So let's see what happens. 4 damage coming in. Nope, it destroyed everything. So I don't get what the extra stacks there were useful for. Okay, now we've got 8 damage coming in on my core argument. And remember, resolve is going to carry over between battles. So I want to minimize the damage that I'm taking here, because it's going to affect me in my next battle. Because I lost this argument, now these green cards are back to causing a range of damage. But I have this card back in my hand, which will gain me 1 influence. So that would let me play this for maximum damage, which would be good. She's going to deploy an argument against me in 3 turns, that's fine. I need to protect against this incoming damage, so I'm going to do 3 composure here. And let's put another 3 composure on, so we're up to 7 composure. So we'll only take 1 point of damage. I think that's shown here by the fact that we will be... Oh no, I will be down to 29, okay. I am on 29 at the moment, so I will be down to 28. Okay, well let's just keep wailing on her main argument. Because this has popped back up. So one interesting thing to note, even though I've deployed an argument, these intents still stay focused on whichever argument they were going to attack at the beginning of the turn. Which is interesting. And I'm out of action points. Rats. Okay. Enter. So 4 damage coming in, that's absorbed by my shield, 1 damage comes through. Okay, so... Four damage incoming from this, and more arguments are coming out against me. Hopefully she won't have time, because I can do maximum damage from this, because this argument is still up. So I need to do 4 more damage to win. I've got 2 actions. Hopefully between these 2 cards I'll get enough damage to either 3, and this will do at least 1. Destroyed a core argument, so I win. So the reward is to pick a negotiation card. So what have I got? Draw 2 cards and upgrade them for this negotiation. That seems good. I guess these purple cards are manipulate cards. Double the composure on all my arguments, so that's the yellow shield. Spend 1 influence to deal an additional 4 damage. That is also quite good. I like this. I like the idea of drawing and upgrading cards. This card doesn't exhaust either, so I think I can keep doing it and keep upgrading the cards. So we'll take that one. Okay, we split the rewards and we split the effort. First order of business, we've got to prove our worth. I think that Pazlock knows something, but he's not talking. Fix it, then we'll call this mutually beneficial. Okay, so Duke has joined my party, which is good. So that means when we have combats now, I will have her on my side. Not sure whether that's just for combat fights or whether that applies to negotiations as well. So we need to talk to Pazlock. Let's ask about Trina, see if she knows anything. Now that she's friendly. Okay. Pazlock. Where is Pazlock? Queek. Rocks. Pazlock. Actually, yeah, I can tell. I think the quest-related ones have yellow icons here. If we look at our relationships, no, I guess Duke neither doesn't like us yet. Okay, let's talk to Pazlock. I don't know nothing and I don't want trouble. Okay, so we can either ask about Trina. Let's start by asking about Trina. Nope. So I can either intimidate him, negotiation battle, it'd be me and Duke against him, or we can beat the information out of him. So that seems a little bit violent, and I don't want to antagonise him particularly. So, wait, he's going to dislike us anyway. He's going to dislike me whatever I do. So it's my choice whether I try and intimidate him or beat the information out of him. That still feels a bit violent for my taste, so let's try intimidation. Okay, so exists for this negotiation only. So at the end of your turn, incept 2. This effect is added to your opponent's arguments. Intimidated. Hostility cards deal an additional +1 damage. Remove 1 stack when you play a non-hostility card. Okay, this is a weird one. So we can't... This is going to go into our deck. We won't be able to play it. And at the end of our turn, it is going to give our opponent an argument which will cause his hostility cards to deal as an additional damage. So that doesn't sound very good. But I have my ally. Now I've never fought a negotiation with an ally. So I'm not quite sure how that works. Reduce. Okay, so he has this. It's an inception, not an argument. Reduces damage by 33%. Remove 1 stack at the end of his turn. Okay. He's going to cause 3 damage to me, and then he's going to deploy an argument. Okay. Well, let's put some composure up. So I'm protected against his attack. play this to gain this, same as we did last time. 2 damage to him. Actually, it won't be. Will it be any damage? But we get the influence argument, so all our diplomacy cards deal maximum damage. So I can now play this. He has 2 composure though, so it's only going to do 1 damage, I think. Although he's also got this. So it might not do any damage. It did still do 1 damage. Okay, that's good. Okay, so his intent causes 3 damage to me, but it's all blocked by our composure. Okay, he's popped up an argument up here. Diplomacy cards deal -1 damage with a minimum of 1 damage. So does that apply? I assume that applies to diplomacy cards I play against him. Okay, so I've got both of these in my hand, so we're going to see what happens here. So one thing you can see on the threatened card is these 2 coloured bars. This is progress towards an upgrade on that card. So every time, I'm trying to remember whether it's every time I play it or every time it comes into my hand, I will get 1 extra tick on here. So the more you play a card, the more likely it is you're going to be able to upgrade it. Okay, let's do this now. Draw 2 cards and upgrade them for this negotiation. So, okay. It's a hostility card that will cause 8 damage, but once I've played it, remove it permanently. In any card that was in my main deck, that would be a problem, because then I can only play it once in the entire campaign. But these cards, because they were... Actually, it says upgrade them for this negotiation only. I wonder if that means I'm going to lose a threat permanently. Ah, whatever. Modifiers applied suspicion and influence. Ah, okay. Suspicion. Diplomacy cards deal -1 damage. That's why this damage is in red. But I have influence, so it deals maximum damage. So it would normally be something to 6 damage, this card. Because of my influence argument, it would deal 6. But because of his suspicion argument, it deals 1 less damage. So it only deals 5. But still, that's pretty good. I'm still not sure how this is working. Will it do 5 damage? It is doing 5 damage. This doesn't seem to have reduced it. Maybe that only applies to these cards. Let's see whether this does 8 damage. It did do 8 damage. Okay, I'm not quite sure how Flustered is working. But never mind. Now we're going to end our turn, and I think these are going to come over here. So he has 4 stacks of this. So his hostility cards deal an additional +4 damage, because he's got 4 stacks. That's quite unpleasant. So I need to finish this off. He's going to destroy this argument, so I should play my diplomacy cards while I can. as much damage as possible. And then we'll apply... I could put Composure on here actually, which would stop him destroying that. Currently there's no damage coming into my core argument, so that probably makes sense. It's giving him another stack of that. So yeah, 1 damage came in there, but that's fine. That argument is still up. Doesn't matter because I don't have any green cards in my hand. But I do have this, which will finish off his core argument. Okay, so my reward, pick a negotiation card. Draw a card, return the next card you play this turn to the draw pile. Gain 2 influence and apply 3 composure to it. So that's quite nice. Spend 1 influence to deal an additional 4 damage. Maybe I should do this. I do have stuff that is giving me influence, so that might be quite useful. Trina's hiding in the slums. Okay, Pazlock dislikes me as a result of that. Intimidation. You can see that on here. So that may or may not come back to bite me later on. And this tells me more information. So, reason, he dislikes me because I attempted to intimidate him. Cashier, this is the person I'm hunting, hates me. Because she betrayed my family and now views me as a threat. And rightly so, I'm coming to kill her. And this is the bartender who likes me because she was friends with my parents. So if you get a character to love you, then they will give you a boon, which is a permanent effect that stays with you. Conversely, if a character hates you, they give you a bane, with the exception of Cashier. And that's a negative effect that stays with you, so that's a reason to avoid people hating you. Okay, so investigate Trina's hideout. So let's do that next. Where is that? That is up here. Trina is rumoured to be holed up nearby. See if she's still there. Okay. You find the address that Pazlock gave you. Here we are. Ready? Okay, so I can either convince her to come peacefully or attack her. Let's attack her, and then you can see how a battle works. So, battle tutorial, about to fight for the first time. Would like to see a quick tutorial? Yes, please.
Draw 5 cards from the draw pile and use action points to play them.
So similar to negotiation.
You can win a battle by killing all of your opponents or by making them surrender. Enemies will surrender when their health dips below their panic threshold. Killing enemies may have diplomatic consequences. You can preview what your enemies and allies will do on their next turn. Your allies all act before your enemies.
Okay, so this is my ally. This is Duke, who I persuaded to come with me. She is going to apply a status effect. So this is our health. 65, 57. And this shows when she will panic. So after 42 more damage, in other words, when it gets down to here. Similarly, if I can get Trina down, if I can do 31 damage, then she will panic and be willing to surrender. So I can either choose at that point to accept her surrender, or I can just fight on and kill her. Sometimes it's best not to leave people alive, because they may then go away and hate you. But sometimes killing them could also be a bad idea, because then one of their friends who really like them may be outraged that you kill them, and they may come after you then. So you've got to think about what you're doing. Okay, she is going to insert a... because she has a condition on her already. Her attacks insert a random potion into your draw pile, okay. She's going to attack my ally. This would show how much damage she would take, but it's not going to do that, it's going to apply a status effect. So I think I'm just going to attack her with everything that I've got. I don't need to apply any defense, because neither of us is taking damage. What's this? Insert Hammer Grip or Saber Grip into your hand. Hammer Grip, deal 2 bonus damage if you have any combo. Gain 2 combo and expend, or apply to bleed. Okay, let's try this. Let's try the combo one. So, deals 3 damage, and we'll deal 2 more if I had any combo, which I don't. But it will give me combo. They are accumulated until they're spent by a finisher, but I will lose half of them if I take damage. That's not going to be a problem this turn because she's attacking my ally. So for my remaining 2 action points, I'm just going to do 2 straightforward attacks. Then Duke is going to go, and then Trina will go. Okay, so Duke has cruelty. Her attacks will apply 1 wound if not defended, which inflicts a bonus damage. But she has been wounded. Okay. Trina's going to attack both of us. Going to attack me for 8 points of damage and Duke for 6. Yikes. Spend 2 combo to make this card deal max damage. Well, this is definitely a good time to do that. And then I probably want to... Well, I could either risk it, I could attack... Oh no, I can't, I've only got 1 action point left. Oh, okay. So let's put some defense up. So I take a bit less damage. Oh, I forgot she attacks. Maybe I could have risked an attack. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been enough to kill her. Okay, so she has put this into my draw pile. When I draw it, I take 5 damage. That's mean, but I can use it though, which will be enough, probably, to finish her off. Okay, so we've reduced her health below her panic threshold. So if we want, we can take her. We can take her captive, or we can execute her, which seems a bit severe. So let's. I'm a friendly kind of bounty hunter. Let's accept your surrender. So I restored 2 resolve for winning a battle, which is good. Because I lost a bit in those previous negotiations. And now I can choose a battle card to add. So, dagger throw, piercing, ignores damage blocked by defense, that's nice. Spare blades unplayable if it's discarded, insert a blade flash into your hand. Okay. 2 to 8, attack a random enemy. I'm liking this one, the 4 to 6, even the lowest damage is okay. And piercing might come in useful. Oh, she hates me. Because I took her captive. Gain an ulcer card whenever I drink. So I need to drink to restore either health or resolve. When I do, I get a card in my deck which will do nothing, but it's going to cost me two to play it and get rid of it permanently. So let's report back. Let's turn over Trina. Oh dear. So I got some money. Oh dear. Okay. I can give her a generous share to make her love me. Fair share to make her like me. I have lots of money, so let's give her... Oh, I can keep all the money and then she'll hate me. Seems reasonable. Let's give her a generous share. Duke loves me. Okay, so I will get a 20 shill discount from shopkeepers as a result of her loving me. So it's a permanent boon. So you can see the boons and banes over here. I completed. I gained a quest. I gained a thing. Spats likes me. Duke left my party. Okay. And he might help me if I'm in trouble now. Okay, well he was a vendor. I can't gift him 150 shills. Let's see what he has for sale though. Lots of cards that are destroyed after use. Shrapnel grenade hits all enemies, apply 2 wound, 2 exposed. Destroy after 1 use though. Hits all enemies. I don't like removing a card permanently. It feels a bit too much, so I'll keep my money for now, I think. So, what are my options to go next? One of these orange things. Limited time opportunity. A meditation spot. There is something special about this place. You could go here to gather your thoughts and strengthen your resolve. Okay. Speed tonic. My friend Duke has a gift for me. She will give me a card. Be destroyed after 1 use. 2 random cards in hand cost 0 until played. Or I can go for a challenging quest, which I'm probably not equipped for at the moment. Or negotiation, or a battle. Let's go to the meditation spot. Meditate for a short while to resolve was 10 resolve. Okay. Meditate on the nature of meditation. This will increase your max resolve by 5, but I will lose 20 resolve. My resolve was not that low. This is possibly not the smartest way to go. Oh, I can see the notification, sorry. So we'll just meditate for a short while. So back up to 30 resolve. The Grog and Dog. So I think the sparkles mean there is something of interest there. Do I want that card? Apply 5 composure. Remove it for the rest of the negotiation. Replenish, destroy after 2 uses. Restore 20 health or 10 resolve. Okay, that was, yeah, one of the starting quests. Now I could use that health. So let's go over here. Okay. Jake. This is the quest. So let's speak to Herbler. You might call Herbler radiant, but that's probably just the radiation. Okay, what opportunities do you have for me? Okay. What? Nope. Derek, what's the Derek? Offshore looming platform and the indentured labourers who work there. Okay. Donnie is trying to get Herbler to turn informant. Herbler is looking for your help to get out of this arrangement. Okay, I can help with that. Gain 2 vulnerability. All resolved losses increased by 1. All cards deal +2 damage this turn. I like build rapport. Let's take that. You get Donnie to lay off and I'll pay you what you're worth. Great. So where would I go to do that? Here. Oh, something happened. It is dangerous out on the roads, but not every encounter is an ambush. Good. Quick approaches you with empty hands and an honest eye. Looking for reinforcement? 110 shills to hire him to assist me. Or negotiate the price. That is pretty steep, that's most of my money. Let's negotiate. Okay. When destroyed, remove a random intent from Queek. Okay, so that'll be good to get rid of. But just in case well... do that. Okay, so these now do max damage. That will guarantee that I will destroy that. But there's no guarantee that it will destroy this one. It may destroy this. So I'll better put some composure up so I don't lose any resolve. Oh, what happened there? He lost 3 resolve. Is there a battle log somewhere? Not sure. Don't quite know what happened there. Okay, intents and target previews are hidden. When destroyed, remove a random intent. Let's just do the core argument. 3 damage. Improvise. Okay, that was what the guy had in the last one. I get it now. It reduces damage dealt by that enemy by 33%. This will be good because it's a guaranteed 4 damage. Because of my influence argument. So let's get rid of that so I can see what's coming. Okay, 4 damage incoming, so let's protect against that. Wait, he destroyed that. Thought he was going for that. Did I miss something there? Maybe. Okay, well let's put 3 composure on here then before... gain an influence, and now that will cause max damage. It's like it's reflecting. Why is it reflecting? Whenever Quick deals damage, they gain composure equal to resolve lost. If no resolve is lost, Quick takes 3 damage. Whenever he deals damage, he gains defense equal to however much resolve I lose. Right, so protecting against losing resolve is good. Does that just apply to his core argument? I'm not sure, but I think I can defeat him anyway. Yep. I didn't have a choice about whether I spent that influence there to do the extra damage, but that's okay, I was going to do it anyway. Target argument loses 2 resolve, you gain 2 resolve. I think the borders around the numbers here show you the rarity of the card. Uncommon, yeah, these two are both commons with the square border, and this kind of hexagonal border is an uncommon card, so you think this would be better. So let's take that, sure. So that was just a negotiation to not pay him as much. 75 shills. Do I want to hire him? Sure. Okay, so there's Donnie. Donnie believes the Admiralty is doing Hesh's work. Okay, that's the cult god of the abyss. Maybe someone should tell the cult that. So Urbla has information that could put a lot of people behind bars. So she probably should turn informant, really. Beat her up, she will dislike me. Do I want to join Donnie's side? I feel like it's the right thing to do. I think snitching is a good thing. It's going to put bad people behind bars. Assuming they are bad people. Okay. Talk to the proprietor while I'm here. Wait, she looks a bit like the... wait. She wasn't the one that I... Should be 4. No, I don't think so. Oh. Could pay her to help me as well. I already have lots of allies. What are you offering for sale on the cards front? Next card played gains 3 additional XP. I can't afford it. 55, I've only got 52. Okay. So, no. So let's go back to Herbler. Try and persuade her to be an informant. Come on, Herbler, do the right thing. We'll protect you, don't worry. Okay, flustered, so her damage is reduced by 33%. Okay, I'll take 3 damage. Okay, her special... Okay, her core argument. She gains 2 composure whenever I create a new argument. Let's do this. Gain 1 bonus action next turn. Or draw 2 cards now. Bonus action next turn might be good. I feel like there's a lot I can do now. So my diplomacy cards deal -1 damage. Why is my resolve at the moment? My resolve is fine. I want to avoid creating arguments because that will put defense up on her. So let's just go with my 2 threatened cards. Because the suspicion here only reduces the damage of diplomacy cards, the green cards, not the red ones. I think I should keep that one in case I lose any resolve. Actually, I am about to lose some resolve. Let's do this, it will put some defense up, but that's okay. So let's defend this. Damage the core argument. When destroyed, she loses 6 resolve. That seems a good thing to do then. Mending Drain now. Actually going to take more damage. guys. Must be targeted before anything else. Okay, let's put some bait out then. So then the 4 incoming damage goes there instead. I guess the extra does get applied, but let's do this. That's healed me. Whoa, it's actually over-healed me. Didn't know that I could go above 30. Interesting. Alright. Actually, I think, can we finish her off with this? Yes, we can. Okay. Uncommon, apply 2 composure to a random argument, increased by 1 for each card played this turn. That's quite nice. Let's get that.
Shotisa Sobasana Shemusa Sasuatal.
Yay. You did the right thing. You're still neutral to me. Okay, I'll go tell Donnie. Donnie likes me, good. Quest bonus restoration, restore health. Give her 100 shills to make her love me. Yeah, I'd like some kind of boost. Give him a big gift. Gain 75 shills every morning. Oh wow, okay. So in a couple of days that will pay for itself. And it is now night. So 2 limited time opportunities. Friend in trouble. My friend Spats is in trouble. Duke has a gift for me. I gotta help my friend. Find Spats under Urkrow's heel, looking 1 blow away from the worst day of his life. Save him!
Your pass hoch. Oh, Tima.
I feel like attacking him. Ooh, he's 3 stars. That's quite tricky. Attacking him feels like a bad idea, and I don't really know what's going on, so I'm just going to convince him to leave. So he's flustered, reduces his damage. Two actions left. Ah, wrong argument. I wanted that on me. Never mind. Yeah, I can overheal on the resolve. That's interesting. Okay, what we got here? Argument intuition. Targets an opponent argument each turn for 1 damage. Possibly only because he's flustered though. So 3 damage coming in from this, and 1 from this. He gains 2 composure whenever I play a manipulate card, which is the purple one. Okay. Well, I need some composure there. Well, I should have done that last. Should I take that down or just focus on this? Let's focus on this. How does this work? Restore 10 resolve and 2 slurred speech cards to your draw pile. Okay. If I destroy that, I restore 10 resolve, but I add 2 slurred speech cards to my draw pile. Okay.
Sanakatosi? Sokalsuso. Shukuteka.
Maybe that'd be enough for me to finish him off, so... Oh, but he gets extra resolve, and he keeps that resolve, I think, between turns as well. In which case... Oh no, he doesn't. Okay. Resolve does not carry over between turns. Okay. Unplayable. Attack a random enemy argument. Once per turn, play this card for free from wherever it is when the specified requirements are met. So when I play 4 hostility in a single turn, it will attack a random enemy argument for 2, in other words. I don't have many hostility cards in my deck, so that doesn't feel super useful. Draw a card, return the next card you play to your draw pile. Don't love any of those. So I'm just going to take some money. Okay, upgrade available. So I can upgrade this. I've played it enough times that it's gained the XP to take it to here. So I now choose between 2 versions. Can make it cost 6 damage, but once I play it, that's it. It's gone. Or keep the damage the same and I just get to draw a card. Neither of those upgrades is super great. I'll go for that one. Don't like the idea of destroying cards permanently.
Sopasana.
Shosasil. Sitaseki.
Mitotasa.
Spats loves me. Yay. Once a day I can ask a nearby member of the Admiralty to help you in battle or negotiation. Okay, it's a good boon to have. So, Fish has a special job for me. Let's go there then. Oh dear, I don't have much money.
Kasheshaka.
Okay, whoever I don't pick I'm going to annoy.
Sakapatya.
Piapatsepa.
Papirko.
Kanchesiana.
Sikus. Tolsies. Galina Takol. Isipapo.
He's a cult of Hesh priest. Wait a minute. These are the kind of... that's the dubious sea god. I have to accept or decline it. Yeah, let's take it. Why not?
Tiakatote.
Okay, and Rake has disliked me. He's the other one that I didn't pick. Are you? Exactly. Okay. What help? I have to purge a monster nest. Okay, sure.
Quantity.
Poshuanapa. Chiakoshipa.
Ooh, 3 stars. But I have 2 allies. Bender and Queek, that's pretty good. Okay. Anger. Gain 1 power whenever attacked. Periodically purges all status effects. Power attack damage increased by 1. Ooh. Okay, he's going for me, so I'm gonna defend up. And then I guess I'm gonna attack him, even though that's gonna make him mad. Yikes. He's healing himself. Jeez. So he's going to take 8 damage from Queek and 8 damage from Endo, which is good. But then he's going to heal, which is not good. But at least none of us are taking any damage. Spend 2 combo to make that deal max damage. That would have been nice if I had any combo, which I do not. So let's just do what we can. Okay, 10 damage, that's good. And then do that. Okay, how much power has he got now? Did he purge it actually? I think he did. That's fortunate. Okay, let's put 4 defense on me. 4 defense on Ender. Gain some combo would be good. Oh, but do I want to... It's going to increase his power. Yeah, let's do it. We have enough defense, so we're good. attacking the two of them. Oh, he ran off. Okay, I actually wanted to kill him, but I guess that's fine. Winning a battle has restored 1 resolve. Okay, good. Okay, I should get some more of these attack cards. Apply 3 bleed and then deal damage equal to the target's bleed. But then at the beginning of their turn, they halve the bleed count. Yeah, still, I'm going to take that.
Sopasana.
Sekata. Susatekel. Keshesh holme.
Salso canapia.
Tuana du. Ansesonetia. Deshante.
Okay. But I have no money. Wait, where is he? He's up there.
Paltana.
Piepotuku.
Yeah, can't afford anything. Okay. Desolate battlefield. Something to loot. Or a gift from Donny. Let's go over here. I could use some money if there is some. Grab salve. Grab a rock whistle. Pull lightning rod. This will make you vulnerable. So okay, salve is a heal 10. Destroy after 1 use. Summon a rock to fight for me. Destroy after 1 use. Lightning rod. Force all enemy intents and arguments to target a specific argument. Hey Wolf1CH, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream. You play the game yourself? Let's take the salve. Having a heal could be useful. Okay, I've completed Fush's jobs. Return to the grog to see if she's found any leads for me. Yep, it's the only thing I can really do. I don't have the money to go to the market. Oh, that's Casio, yeah.
Tu la so.
Shapa.
Seso shose.
Makasatye. Je t'appelle. Sapataku. Poshuate.
Okay, let's convince. Wait, by attack. Okay, I have Queek, who is going to help me anyway, but the more help I get, the better. Bina has 33 resolve, but I've got 2 allies, so let's convince Bina to help me. Okay, so my allies in a negotiation. So unlike in the attack, just got the game and played for 3 hours. How are you liking it so far? Have you played Slay the Spire or Monster Train? Or is this your first venture into rogue building, deck building roguelikes. Yeah, so in the attacks, the allies are with you on screen, whereas in the negotiations, they both give you some kind of bonus. So yeah, one of my allies gave me this, which is good, and gave her that, which is good. Okay, so what's she doing? 3 resolve damage to one of my arguments. Whenever she deals damage, they gain composure equal to the resolve lost. If no resolve is lost, take 3 damage. Okay, so I need to stop her doing damage to me, and that will help convince her faster. I don't have any way at the moment to apply any composure to that. See if I can draw one here. Apply 4 composure to all your arguments. Ooh, that's nice. In that case, you like the storyline? Thinking of playing more hours? Okay, cool. So I guess after 3 hours, you probably, I don't know, how far in would you be after 3 hours? End of day 2, maybe? Are you still on the same campaign, or did you get defeated in your first playthrough? Do this, I want to get another argument up, so... Oh no, it puts it on there though. Okay. Okay, well, at least I'm protected, so when she attacks, I'm going to take 3 damage back, which is good. Can't see intense. How much do I care about that? Okay, let's do that. Spend for the additional damage. Let's destroy that so I can see what's coming. Oh, okay, 3 damage to me, so composure, that will block the incoming attack, and then that will do reflected damage back to her, which is good. Argument, 4 damage to this, which I would like to prevent, so let's do that. If I can avoid her doing any damage, again do 3 damage to her, so let's try that. Hope it goes on there. Yes, it did. Great. Targets an opponent argument in each turn for 2 damage. Okay, we do not like that, so that can go away. I want to try and protect this damage if I can. I don't know if I can though. So be it. Let's just work on defeating her. Yeah, the extra damage did come in on me. Took me down a point. But I think we are good. Deflection is going to be ready for upgrade. at the end of this battle, which is good. If I played this with this, I think.
So calcio.
And let's do a threat.
Shoto cool.
Oh, not enough.
Piepo to cool.
And I'm blocking the damage, so 3 damage back defeats her. Great. Okay. Negotiation upgrades available, so let's upgrade these. Restore 5 resolve and apply 5 composure, but destroy. Otherwise, keep the same. Draw a card. Oh, I don't like these ones that are destroy. But restore 5 resolve is good. I guess if I'm keeping, let's do one of them that, and oh, it's not even the same choice. Okay. Apply 4 composure to all your arguments and expend. Yeah, let's go for that. And pick a negotiation card. W influence, gain 3 vulnerability. I'm not keen on that. And I'm also gaining cards that are partially upgraded already as well, which is interesting. Spend an influence, steal 4 additional die. I quite like this one, even though I've got a bunch of these already.
Sho sensei. So makaso.
Okay, so this is the end of day 1, so this is the first boss battle. I'm glad I got Bina, she's a 3-star. So let's see how we do. Okay, we need to at least do 85 damage. First time he takes damage each turn, he gains 2 defense. He gains 3 defense at the end of every turn. And his attacks apply galvanize to random cards in my deck. Playing this card triggers Voltaic. I don't know what that is. Yeesh. Okay, he's pretty tough. Do I just defend us all? Who's going to do the most damage? She's going to heal them. Why? Nobody's attacking him. What is Bina doing? Is she? Okay, he's fairly vulnerable. So let's protect. She's also taking 8 damage. Let's protect Queek and maybe all of us. Keep all of us up. Oh, Queek already had some defense. Lucky he's on 9. Okay, I need to pay careful attention. Okay, so galvanized triggers Voltaic. What does that mean? It still doesn't say what Voltaic means. Oh, hang on. Is that an ability that he has? Right click for more info. I'm still not seeing what Voltaic does. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to find out the first time I play it. It's probably a bad thing, so I probably want to try and avoid playing those. Okay, my daggers. Maybe that. Ah. giving me combo, and that guarantees this does 12 damage now, which is good. The only downside is I can't put any defense up, which is bad. Not that I have any guaranteed defense anyway, so... Okay, only me taking damage this goes, so... First time he takes damage, he gains 2 defense. Oh, any damage. No, but... yeah, that would do damage as well. Piercing will go through his shield. So that's good to do. Okay, I'm getting healed. Thank you, Bina. Now, who is the best person? I am actually on the lowest health at the moment, so I am about to be healed. But I'm going to put that on me. Don't want to see what Galvanized does. Triggers Voltaic. Oh, it's a condition. At the end of my turn, deal 4 damage for every galvanized card you have played this turn. Okay, does one of his attacks actually put Voltaic on me? Okay, well I'm not going to do that. Let's do some damage. Heal, that's nice. Oh, there are a lot of cards that are galvanized. I don't like the look of that at all. Okay. Two stacks. So I'm gonna play this even though it's galvanized because it will do 12 damage on him, which is a ton. So that means I'm gonna take 2 damage from myself, from Voltaic. I wonder what applies the stacks of Voltaic. Not quite clear on that. Maybe what he's doing. Okay, well, we don't need to apply. Let's do Fight Dirty. Let's draw some cards. Two more actions. Oh, that's galvanized as well. So many are galvanized. Okay, only 6 more damage, so he is going to panic this turn. we actually finish him? Accept his surrender or kill him. I think we have to send a message to the leader. Okay, 10 shills. A new battle card. Gain 1 defense per card in your hand. Okay. Battle upgrade available. 6 to 14. Spend 2 combo for it to deal max damage. Spend 1 combo for it to deal max damage. This feels better. Keep some combo around. Might be able to do it twice. Okay, negotiation card. This is a rare. The next card this turn is played twice. Sure, take that one. And a battle card. Whenever you discard a card, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Presumably, that includes discarding your hand at the end of a turn? That feels good. Take that one. I'm starting to get a reputation for violence, yeah, but only against the bosses. Okay, negotiation card unstable. Draw a card, play it with a random target. Okay. Pick a graft reward. Okay, what are these? Gain 1 action at the start of your turn, take 3 damage at the end of every turn. Whenever you draw a status card, draw a card. At the start of your turn, reduce the cost of a random card by 1 until played. Yeah, I think let's take that one. So, okay, space for 3 negotiation grafts and 3 battle grafts. Looks like they can also be upgraded as well. These are my boons from the people who love me. And the Bane.
To Susia.
Puttana sciossa. Che palpua.
Sharpetja.
El kiel chapel.
Niet aan Sasso. Verschometal.
Shalpasuta.
Oh no.
Sokotipia.
Really? Okay. Queek just, okay. One dead. Okay, so...
Kuhusa. Katakimina.
We've still only got $22. Yeah. Heal and recharge abilities. I probably don't need to do that, given that I'm about to rest, and I don't have the money to buy cards, I don't think, so I'm just going to rest.
Kenapomo.
Kotikinaka. Dortasua.
Okay, Rook unlocked. I've unlocked a new character with a whole new story and location Unique cards and gameplay. Okay, cool. Actually thought they might not be available in the early access version of the game, but that's good. My bed calls to me. Go to sleep. Okay, so restore to full. 3 new people love me. 1 new person likes me. 2 new people dislike me. 1 person hates me. Ah, should probably have killed her. Okay, and again some bunch of negotiation cards, and again battle cards, and a graft. So that is the end of day 1. Right, okay, because Donnie loves me. Yay, and I need that money. Definitely need that money.
Kepopopa. Tokusanasho.
Heshosha,
Ditamashope.
Shepokolpel,
Pauls hopus.
Shana Pieta. So at a peso.
Okay. So, a couple of options here for day 2. But for now, I think I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna go get some lunch, have a break, walk around, stretch my legs, and then I will be back in maybe an hour or so, and we will continue our run through Griftlands. But for now, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please follow below. And yeah, until next time. This is Media Limey signing out. Bye for now.